all natural phenomena, volcanoes are perhaps the most terrifying. Living near them is attractive because their soil is so fertile, yet the results can often be horrifying. Like earthquakes, fires, floods, hurricanes, and bombing during wartime, their sudden occurrence brings about desperation and helplessness. One of the world's most geologically active areas is Italy's Bay of Naples. Its most famous site is Mount Vesuvius. Lesser known are the Volcanic fields, an area of hot springs and frequent tremors. Between these two dangerous areas is Italy's third largest city, Naples, with a population of almost 1 million. In 2023, the Volcanic fields experienced increasing geological activity, which many seismologists interpreted as the possibility of a supervolcano emerging. The best known of Vesuvius's many eruptions was that which occurred in 79 AD. Pompeii was a hedonistic retreat for city-weary Romans, very much like Las Vegas, Cancun, and the French Riviera are today. The entire town was destroyed. This German map shows the many excavations in Pompeii over the years. By 2023, all of the city had been excavated. Many tried in vain to escape Herculaneum by sea. However, in the boatsheds by the shore, they were overcome by the volcano's pyroclastic flow. In both Pompeii and Herculaneum, plaster casts made by archaeologists remind us of the victims. In the centuries following the famous eruption, Vesuvius's activities were recorded by many artists and later photographers. The many historic illustrations which follow are paintings, postcards, and photos. Some of them are primitive, grainy, and flawed, but still they tell a story. In 1631, Herculaneum was once again inundated with lava. The 1700 eruption was particularly well documented by artists. Clearly over the centuries, the volcano's destruction surpassed that of the famous ancient eruption. In 1767, important drawings and paintings show us the progression of the volcano. The 1872 eruption was the first to be photographed. Vesuvius erupted in 1944 as Allied forces were invading fascist Italy. Some of the best photographs ever taken of the volcano were by U.S. Army Air Force pilots. Vesuvius's most recent serious eruption was in 1995, but only time will tell what lies ahead. Like Italy, Indonesia is in a very geologically active zone. It is part of the Ring of Fire which surrounds the Pacific. which includes Chile, Peru, Mexico, California, Alaska, Japan, the Philippines, and New Zealand. Here on the island of Java, one of the most densely populated areas on Earth, you can see the many volcanoes. Indonesia's most famous eruption was that which occurred on the island of Krakatoa on the 26th of August, 1883. The explosion obliterated over half of the island. Here are Dutch colonial illustrations which show Krakatoa before and after the famous eruption, and then again in 1932 when another eruption led it to re-emerge from the sea. Krakatoa's 1883 eruption disrupted the entire world. All over the earth, the sky was changed for a number of weeks. On the other side of the world, Norwegian artist Edvard Munch experienced this. It is believed to have inspired, 10 years later, the sky in his most famous painting, The Scream. Here's a view of one of Krakatoa's recent eruptions, taken from the International Space Station. Apart from the explosions and fires which accompany volcanoes, there are two other aspects of their eruptions that are particularly terrifying. One are lava flows, which are streams of lava which cascade down the sides of the slopes and lead to mass destruction and even more fires. The most current examples of this are in Hawaii and Iceland. Another are pyroclastic flows, smoky clouds of pumice and poison gas which flow down the sides of the slopes very close to the ground, destroying everything in their paths. They were evident in the eruptions of Vesuvius and more recently in eruptions in both the Philippines and Mexico.